say this, you will be known for your sheltering of the movement of the Jews out of Russia. And the Lord says, get ready. You will be the state that will be called, one new man has arisen for this land. So get ready. You are moving into a new dimension. And remember, just as you saw this order tonight, he brought them out when it was time for them to come out into their awakening and move toward their promises. He brought them out by armies, and he established a place for his presence. I am here to announce God's order has come to Alaska in a new way. Get ready. Get ready. His order has come, and you will be known as the place where his presence has created a new highway that will affect North America, change the West Coast, and even enter into Mexico and bring great change. Let's stand up as we get ready to celebrate. To celebrate what is coming to this state. To celebrate the voice of the leadership of this state. To celebrate the findings and the new trails of this state. Let's give a shout.
I will be brief. We have all weekend, right? We don't have to get it all done tonight. And on these first nights, Chuck and I usually share the pulpit. We sort of tag team. He starts and then I come up, and this is the night that when I, especially, but Chuck does as well, I just listen a lot. I take a lot of notes, what's being said by leaders, Chuck, the worshipers, to try to catch the flow of what God is saying now in this gathering. So I'll just do that for a few minutes tonight. I want to say thank you first to our gracious host. I'm deeply moved by this gift and the kind words. I can't wait to read the book, Mary. Thank you for that. But I was, reminded. Chuck texted me today and said, I think maybe you should consider talking about the fullness of time. And certainly the concept of time has been an important part of what the Lord is saying this evening. And I was reminded of what the Lord gave us 15 or so years ago when we were here on the 50-state tour that he and I did. I remember so vividly the Lord kept trying to get an understanding through to me, and I didn't have enough natural knowledge of what he was saying to really get it at first. Because he kept saying to me that Alaska represented the Ancient of Days, the Alpha and the Omega. There was something prophetic about the state, that you were a gateway to the Ancient of Days. And that somehow Alaska pictured him in his eternal nature. And I kept saying, Lord, how is that? What are you trying to say to me? And then someone explained to me that there was, I suppose, still owned by Alaska, an island that's a part of Alaska that is on the other side of the international date line. Which would mean that over there it's tomorrow, right? But if you're over there, then to them, over here, it's yesterday, right? And wherever you are, it's today. That's deep, right? So, and I don't know that there's any other place on the planet that can say this. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow are in Alaska all at the same time. So he began to just use that as a picture to say to us that we should believe for the manifestation of the eternal one, the ancient days in this state. And then he also said to me, tell Alaska, of course, you could move forward from here to the island, you could move into tomorrow, or if you're over there, you could move forward into yesterday. And he showed a cycle that when he would do certain things and try to move the state forward in certain ways, that there was an aborting of that by the enemy that would cause that to be lost and have to go through the cycle again. And it was just this cycle that was not being able to be broken out of. And he just said, now tell Alaska to move forward into tomorrow, not into yesterday. You're not going to do this anymore, you're going to do this. And like Chuck, as he has observed, it has been very easy to see over these last 15 years the incredible progress spiritually that this state has experienced. There are some places, and he and I have been to so many places together. I mean, I feel like I'm Johnny Cash. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. And we've been to all states together, multiple times, most of them. And there are some places that, and we talk about this once in a while, it's so obvious when you're there that it's a little challenging, or more challenging, to hear from the Lord there than in other places. It's almost like some places you go, there's sort of a brass heaven. And there's so many spiritual strongholds there that things have trouble breaking through that. And then we can measure it, as we go back, we can often sense and discern how much easier it has become. And Alaska is just one of those states that I feel like has made incredible progress spiritually over the last, in my short tenure with you, 15 years. It's incredible, and I believe every word that the Holy Spirit is saying to us. I believe there's something significant about this state. I believe something that God is about to do, some portion of it, some part of it, is going to initiate from here. This forerunning state that represents a gateway for the eternal one to come into our nation. And sometimes you don't have to understand why. You just have to take it. You just have to know it and say, okay, we accept that. We receive it. Why Alaska? I don't know why Alaska. I don't need to know why Alaska. I just know what I hear in my heart when I'm here. That means there's going to be a lot of warfare, but there's going to be a lot of blessing and a lot of favor. So I'm going to just do a quick, for some of you, a lot of you, this will be a review. I'm just going to do a short, quick teaching on the fullness of time. So when we say you've come to a fullness of time, you'll know biblically what we mean by that. And your faith can engage in that. So there are four words in the New Testament associated with time. And you have to understand the difference between each one. And by the way, oftentimes in our English Bibles, you just see the word time. And if you don't know which word it is, you don't always know what he's saying. Because they mean different things, even though they can all be translated time. But there's the word chronos, which is a general season of time. We get the word chronology from it, just the progression of time. So it's often translated season. Then in every chronos, you come to something the Bible calls a kairos. You've heard that word tonight. A kairos has basically two definitions. It can mean an appointed time. It also means an opportune time. You always find in any good Greek concordance or lexicon, you'll always find the word opportune or opportunity associated with the word kairos. And that's important because even though it's an appointed time, and even though it's an opportune time, it's not a guaranteed time. You can miss your for opportunity, both naturally and spiritually. Jerusalem, Jesus wept over Jerusalem because he said they missed the kairos of their visitation. They came to one of these times when they could receive something, and because they couldn't discern, recognize, because they couldn't break out of the past season and some of their religious traditions, they could not move forward into the opportunity that was given to them. So in every chronos season, you'll come to a point of opportunity, which is a kairos. Then there's a Greek word, I don't want to go into this too much, but there's actually a word that means the right time. I mean, when you got to pull the trigger now for your business. You got to go through the door now. You got to throw the punch now. It's the Greek word horeos, and it means the right time. The right time. I may teach some on that tomorrow because it's a fascinating subject and word in the New Testament. But then when you go through that season and you discern and go through that opportune kairos time appropriately, then you go through the door at the right time, horeos. You come to what the Bible calls a fullness of time. Pleroma. And that's when you're now in harvest season. The whale is hooked up to the rope and it's being pulled in. The grain is being moved into the barn. The victory is there. You're not believing for breakthrough or harvest anymore. It's here. It's a fullness of time. So the word of the Lord over Alaska is that you've come to a fullness of time. See, sometimes we come, others come, prophetic people here. They will prophesy things over a region, a state, a place, a person. And sometimes you find yourself wondering why that didn't happen. Well, it didn't happen because it wasn't time. God will announce things sometimes a decade or two or three or even 100 years before he's going to do it. And he doesn't always bother to say, by the way, this won't happen for 20 years. He told Abraham, I'm going to do this, and this through your life, Abraham. And only later did he come to him and say, by the way, it'll be 400 years from now before you will actually have this family, this nation, and this land. I'll start it now, but you won't be in the fullness of this for 400 years. So God will come. It's nothing at all to God who's outside of time to say, I'm going to do this. And he's much more patient than we are. So he could come to Alaska 15 years ago and say, I'm going to do this, this, and this, knowing this could take a decade or two, okay? So we have to understand his ways enough to cooperate with him and not lose heart. And not get weary in our well-doing, because Galatians 6:9 says, don't grow weary. That's not a word for physical weariness there. That's a word that means lose heart. Don't allow hope deferred to set you back, because the Bible says it creates heart disease. So it says don't allow disillusionment